Hello, it is me, Rose. Rose, the makeup obsessed, cat chasing wild woman. So for today's look, I just need you to put on your makeup seatbelts, okay? I'm gonna be using hot pink. There's gonna be some black. There's gonna be orange. There'll still be some browns. I don't know if y'all are ready. I feel like y'all are gonna get upset with how outrageous this look is gonna be. So please just bear with me. This is inside of me and I must create it. Here we go. All right, grab you some clean canvas. I'm gonna use the shade Fair, but I'm also gonna use another one. I'm gonna use this one too. Get ready for that. But first, let's do a nice even layer. And since today's look's gonna be a little more aggressive, I'm actually gonna make sure I bring it over a little farther this way. And I'm gonna bring it out really far this way. And I'm using my Anissa eye treatment brush to apply this. Honestly, it applies it better than any other makeup tool that I've used. I mean, you can just see it just pats it right on. And you even have precision around the brows. Look at that. Just gets me. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're gonna lay down some burgundy. I'm gonna grab this shade and mix it with this shade. This is the ColourPop Wine and Only palette. I love this one. I used this one not too long ago and the pigments were just incredible in it. And it didn't actually turn purple. So we're gonna start and just press that kind of through here. Just take your time. We're really packing the color on. We're still gonna use that black base. You're gonna see that in a second. But for right now, let's just kind of go to town. And let's not take it up any farther than that. That's gonna be great because we're gonna wanna transition that in just a second. But let's just continue to really press it into the eyeshadow base. Y'all, this is about to look horrible. It's gonna look terrible for a very long time. But I'm here to show you. So I'm picking up those same shades. And I decided to bring this color over this way as well. Don't worry about the lid, we're not there. Just kind of keep tapping that. I'm telling y'all, y'all probably already tuned out. Y'all are like, bye Rose, you lost your mind. Just stick with me. And then for this inner part, I'm actually gonna switch my brush. This little guy. If you have hooded eyes, a little brush is where it's at. We've seen so many times throughout the YouTube life that most people, they grab a big fluffy brush and that works for most eye shapes. That would even work for mine. But if you have hooded eyes, a little tiny brush is your friend. So you can see that I'm just continuing to pack that color right over into this way and we will start to transition it in just a second. But for right now, I'm really just making sure that our eyeshadow is nice, or our eyeshadow base is nice and set. All right guys, so I'm still taking that same brush and I'm just gonna continue to tap and fade this for now. And I'm gonna grab an orange from somewhere over here. Just kind of tap, and I'm also kind of tapping it up into my brow. So now I'm gonna grab this palette, and I just love these primary colors it's got going on in here. This is the Pure and the Raw Beauty Christy collab. It's such a good palette because it has all of these, and then on this side it has the neutrals. I love this palette. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up a little bit of this orange here, and I'm just gonna start to tap that across here. Again, I cannot stress to you that this has to look outrageous before it looks nice and blended and makes sense. So just tap that across, just kind of keep going back and forth. Just to build up that orangey color. Okay, so now I'm just taking a cream colored shadow and I press that on my brow bone. And now that everything is set, I can kind of just scratch this back and forth, which means I can just pull the brush back and forth. Now I am still using that very small brush to do this, but this is just going to give us a little bit more shape. We're going to be able to push it into our brow. We're even going to be able to bring it out this way. So it's not that I never scratch and I only tap, but I make sure that everything is completely set and all of that eyeshadow is pressed in before I ever pull the brush like this. Okay, so now we're gonna grab the black base, and I'm grabbing this on a spot treatment brush. This is similar to the eye treatment brush that I was using. It's just gonna be a little bit smaller, which is what I wanted for the precision here. And we're just gonna lay down this base right on top. And it's just going to ensure that our black eyeshadow is going to be even more intense. This look is all about intensity. So I'm just kind of feathering that here. We want it to be a thin layer, so we're not using too much, but we do want to make sure that we cover this entire area. That looks about right. Let's go ahead and put a little bit underneath here as well. The shape of this brush just fits under here so perfect. We'll come back to that in a minute. We're about to grab our black eyeshadow. Okay, so let's hop back into this palette. I'm gonna grab this shade, and I decided But I'm not going to use the black. I'm kind of just going to melt in the edges a little bit. I'm still going to tap and pull. Again, tapping just really melts things together. So let's just kind of pull it out this way. And then we'll kind of pull some of that base over this way as well. Okay, so now I'm going to grab this. This is the Danessa Myricks. These are the color fixes. I'm using the shade Bubblegum. And I'm just going to take this on a concealer brush and I'm going to tap it right through here. I'm not going to bring it over here because we're going to kind of transition that with another color. I'm just going to tap it up this way. And then if you guys notice that this is nice and sharp now, I just kind of clean that up with a little bit of micellar water. But I'm just going to tap this and I'm going to take it to about right there. Now keep this around because we're going to use it in here in a second. Alright, so now I'm going to grab this Viseart palette. You guys, this one is definitely not on the affordable side, but I'm just grabbing it for a purple and it was the closest purple. I'm sure most of you have a purple this color. And I'm just going to press it right through here and just kind of melt it into that pink. I'm going to pick up, I'll just grab this shade, but this would be one of the ones that's in the ColourPop palette. I just wanted something purple just to kind of transition right here. I told y'all this was going to be spicy and out of control. Just so y'all know, it's not taking me this long. I have been doing laundry, and guess what else? Every cat I had got hungry at the same time. So we've been doing all sorts of things in between this. So I'm taking these two shades again, and we're going to tap these through here. I think that'll look kind of cool. And I wouldn't worry too much about down here because we're going to cover that with black liner. I kind of just want it to be a hot pink pop. If you ever want to just add a little bit more neon to any kind of bright shadow, just grab a little bit of white eyeshadow. This one's from MAC. And just tap it right in the center. And I'll just kind of tap in a circular motion. And I'm tapping it just on the highest point of where the light would hit. So basically the easiest way is where my eye sticks out the most, my eyeball. So just kind of tap it right in the center of that. So next we're going to do some liner. I'm going to grab my Inglot gel liner in my Duraline, which has Flew the Coop. Found it! So I'm just going to drop one drop right inside of here, just to kind of make sure it's nice and smooth. One little drop, and then let me grab a liner brush. Okay, so my brush here is a Prototype, but I've got my liner going, and I'm just going to bring it across here. Since our shadow is more of a wing, we don't have to worry about it. But we do want to bring it across here. So now I'm just going to soften just the very top. This looks so incredible. I'm going to show you guys how to kind of blend in here, but we'll get there. But I am just taking a little bit of black eyeshadow and tapping it on top, and I'm just ever so lightly smudging the very top of that liner. And this is a MAC 228S and some black eyeshadow. All right, I'm loving these. These are from Tati Lashes. They're in the style TL21. Go get you a pair. The lash band is so tiny and they're that vibe. I like right now how they go from really short to really long. I love them. Okay, I'm just gonna do my redness correcting primer today from Makeup Forever. Just do a little bit of this, and somewhere in the midst of the chaos, you guys are not even allowed to look at my vanity. It is a makeup crime scene. Okay, I found one. I'm gonna grab my Anissa All Over Care brush and I'm just gonna work this in. I focus most of it just on my cheeks, but it is nice and hydrating. But even if you're oily, it dries down and it feels like nothing's on your skin. So it's okay if you put this one underneath your eye. What I'm trying to say is it's not just going to suck any kind of moisture out. So this one can go around your eyes, but then it's also not going to make you oily. It's kind of magical. It's magic. Okay, not really, but it's one of my favorites. So I even take it down on my chest, and I feel like I always have redness in my chest, but you can see that it already looks so much better. Okay, we're done talking about that, but I love it. Okay, since we have such a contrast here, it's making me look a little bit washed out. So I'm gonna grab my Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I'm gonna grab the shade 5.5, and it's gonna look a little warm for just a second, but it's really gonna balance out all of this black eyeshadow. You can see it just melts in. This is one of my favorite foundations. I mean, I think it's everybody's favorite foundation. I'm going to be using the concealer as well, and I'm pressing this in with my Anissa Pinnacle foundation brush. Even though my eyes are super intense, I actually don't want to go full coverage because then it just turns into a whole different animal. And that's not what I'm going for today. So I'm just using this one, and I'm gonna use a pretty light layer as well. So I'm gonna grab my Armani concealer. I'm gonna use the shade 4.75. And I'm just gonna grab it here and a little here. Don't take it too far up here. We don't wanna mix it in. And a little on the nose, forehead, and chin. The huge. And then we're gonna press this in with our Anissa Angle Concealer brush. This is a very skin-like concealer, but it does have a lot of pigment, and you hear me talk about that a lot. I like concealers that have pigment as opposed to being thick. Okay, so this is an eyeshadow brush. It's a Sephora Collection number 10. This is huge. Get ready for this tip. So what I have on here is I have the smallest amount of foundation. And what I'm gonna do is, you can see that this kind of stops. It doesn't look finished. It looks terrible. Just downright horrifying. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna soften it and I'm gonna press it. And when I say I have the smallest amount, you have no idea how little is on here. So some of that eyeshadow probably got on that brush when I did that. So I'm just gonna wipe it on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna continue to tap in here. And you can just see that it melts it into the foundation. And it just gives it that really seamless look. When I learned this, you couldn't tell me what. I'm even gonna take it across here, the highest point, and I'm even gonna take it into here. I'm using very light tapping motions, and then look at that. That is how you get that seamless blend. I've already went through so many slides. I'm gonna be a little bit faster now, but I am gonna grab my Danessa Myricks. This is the Balm Contour, and I'm using the shade Light 2 today. Just a little bit of bronze. You guys know that I'm obsessed with this. But I just wanted a little bit of depth, but I didn't want to go too dark with it, so I think Light 2 is going to be perfect. Okay, so I want to do a blush that matches the undertone through here. I love doing that. You guys have probably seen me do that 1,000 times. So I'm going to grab this putty blush here from e.l.f. This is in the shade, I'll have it up here. And I'm first just going to tap it here. She looks wild, she looks spiced. But then I'm going to grab this brush here from Anissa Beauty, the Tapered Highlight. And I like how it just kind of pounces on the face without disturbing your makeup. So just kind of tap that in. We'll melt it into there. And we can put a little across the forehead today, but I'm not going to do it on the nose. Set my under eye. I'm going to grab my powder from Givenchy. And I'm just going to go ahead and start to press that in. You know the drill by now. Ooh, look at that under eye. That's the spice. Hot pink one. Now we're still gonna smoke this out underneath here. We're gonna get so wild. A few of you actually sent me some pictures of a really smoked out. I'm talking. I loved it. So you guys wanted to see that, so that's what we're gonna do today. I hope that made sense. It made sense in my head. All right, so instead of picking up a pencil or anything, just grab. Remember the brush that we used for the Gerard Clean Canvas in the shade Black? Just grab that, run it back and forth. Just get all spicy. Wiggle it all the way up to that lash line. Okay, let's grab the little tiny Mario brush, the E5, just double checking that. And we're gonna go back into these same shades. Just a little tap. I kind of focus most of it in the center first, and then from there we'll kind of pull it over this way. I'm using such light pressure while I'm doing this. That way we don't disturb anything. So you can just kind of press it up in there and just kind of smoke it out. Now we're going to cover up our fine lines with eyeshadow today. I'm okay with that. Again, if you feel like you've went too far down, you can always just come back in with your brush that has the foundation on, and you can just kind of reshape it. It's the little things. All right, let's do a little bit of tight lining. And when I tight line, I just push a liquid liner. This is the KVD one. I'll push it through there, and then I'll kind of pull it down here and connect my tear duct. And since it's so smoky around there, you don't have to be as precise, so don't be worried. This is actually a good way to practice it. The smokier and messier it is, it's going to hide it, but you're still going to have that really nice precision. Let's get this inner corner going. I'm doing a nude lip because I'm this wild. I'm going to grab Beauty Sleep from Carla Cosmetics, and we're just going to tap this on. This is a MAC 228. This one has a little bit of a pink flip, so I thought it'd be pretty in there. And if you didn't notice, I do have a code now for Carla Cosmetics. We just got that. Boop, 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 boop. I'm so excited. So the code is Rose10. Hop on over there. All right, I want to do just a really cool toned, almost see-through lip. So we're gonna grab Endless Cacao from Makeup Forever, the Artist Color Pencil. Now I'm gonna put this on top. This is the By Mario Pro Volume Lip Gloss in the shade Mauve Nude. It's so pretty, look at this. You can just kind of see through it. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this together. So does that aggressive truck. This is what it sounds like to live in Texas. All right guys, this is the finished look. Y'all can't say that Rose can only do one look. Now she might not do them all perfect, but she just doesn't do just one look. She does all of them. I love makeup. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. So you guys wanted me to do the foundation routine that Meredith does. I'm sure you guys have seen her. She went viral for the foundation. I don't really want to post that on my page. No disrespect to her. But if you guys want to see it, we could just do it here in stories. You guys know I'm all about education, but I'm not about putting people down. It's just not my aesthetic. You guys get it. But I do want to kind of show you the vibe, how it works, what it looks like right here in person. I'm not going to rap to y'all. I can't rap. I'm sorry. But I will do it for you guys. I think that you guys will enjoy it. Obviously, you guys are asking for it. So we'll do that. I love you guys with all of my heart, and I feel like you guys are going to recreate this. So if you recreate this, tag me. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to share it with the world. This is insane. So I want to see you guys recreate it. I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.